Hello everybody, this is the anti-natalist, and don't trust the professionals. Don't trust an architect to know his craft. Don't trust a plumber to be reliable or to not install something that can cause you carbon monoxide poisoning. Don't trust a medical professional's opinion for withholding something that you need, whether medical or whether prescription or whether surgical. Don't trust a carpenter to build your bridge or an architect to construct that bridge's design to hold massive amounts of people and heavy weights by vehicular traffic. The professionals are the worst ones to trust. The professionals are the ones that are doing all of the damage. Who couldn't agree with me here? The professionals have all the power. And sometimes that is just the power of coaching. Wow. Like everything that I've seen in my 60 years, I would say that most of the damage is done by professionals. Professionals who don't know their craft. Professionals who are sloppy. Professionals who are either on some kind of drug or, have some kind of personal problem or some kind of family problem. Yeah, it's the professionals doing the harm, folks. I once had this is many, many years ago in Texas, and I had a really, really nice car. And I had a tire changed or something to do with the tire. And I was going down the road one day, and a friend of mine who was also like very inexperienced with cars. So he was in the car with me, and he says, we heard this noise, and then it was like this rattle, and then literally it was like stopping my tire from moving, right? And so we got out and we looked at things, and something just didn't look right, and it certainly didn't hear right. It didn't hear normal. So we drove to the dealership. Would you believe this person who was supposed to be a professional had put the lug nuts on incorrectly, and it was extremely dangerous. Yeah, don't trust your tow truck driver to get you to your destination safely. And don't trust Ubers. Hell no. After the last, year of taking Ubers, I no longer trust them. I don't think I really went into the story of this situation, but actually I was in the car of an Uber driver who was a criminal. Two Uber drivers. I was in Canada, and I actually videotaped this, and he had some criminal, outstanding, issues, warrants or something, and he was stopped by the Canadian police. It was in Montreal, and I did a videotape because I was in the back seat of the Uber and had to get out and find another Uber. But this other case was in a local area, and this Uber driver was like violent. So I don't trust Uber drivers anymore. And, that's not to discredit all the good Uber drivers. There are mostly good Uber drivers. However, one Uber driver can do a lot of damage. And two Uber drivers in 1 year, I'm just fed up because I just don't trust people now. And then a person that is working for me on a project, she told me that she has friends in all different kinds of industries, and they are drug testing people, and the people know that before they're hired that they are given drug tests. Well, she said about 10 out of 20 flunked the drug test, and we're not talking about a little medical marijuana here. We are talking methamphetamine and heroin. And they were seeking jobs in very important industries, which I don't want to label because I don't want to, judge a whole industry because of something that, a handful of people are, applying for jobs at and being denied. But I do think the drug problem is a huge problem, and the lack of accountability is a bigger problem. And so professionals, you just cannot trust, folks. But isn't this a beautiful sunset? You certainly can't trust God. He's not going to he's not going to go to bat for you. He's not going to prevent your suffering. He's not going to prevent, serial killer, kidnapping you on the street or, hijacking you when you're walking in the forest. Hell no. God is your worst enemy. As I've seen in my past, my own family, they would steal the shirt from your back in order to wear it. So can't trust family. No, I just wanted to highlight the fact that professionals of any nature, even the guy, at the FedEx, he could toss your package around, he could break it, he could, destroy something extremely important or valuable. I have lost many, many packages through the U.S. Postal Service. Not FedEx, but U.S. Postal Service. So there are crooks everywhere. There are bad people everywhere. And there's just nobody to fucking trust, really. I recently asked a couple of friends for just a very mediocre favor. And I'm talking mediocre. Costed them absolutely nothing. And they refused to do it. A few gave me excuses like, when I share things, it kind of, my computer doesn't work or my computer shuts down. Bullshit. Another person says, she directed me into another, she actually just changed the subject really quick, so I forgot about asking her the question, so I didn't trust her anymore. Another person had, another form of excuse. Everybody's got excuses for not helping, don't they? Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen in my life. I've seen, my own self just going to bat for antinatalism and for child-free people, and literally getting stung by the people who should be most supportive of me. But yeah, you certainly can't trust your fellow antinatalists, can you? Because, even if they were asked, to just chip in for something, they would give every excuse in the book, as if a few measly dollars would impact their lives so much. People, everybody in America has luxuries, has superfluous luxury. Whether you smoke, whether you drive, whether you live in a place by yourself instead of living with multiple roommates to save money, whether you get things delivered or whether you get, concierge services, you have enough to help other people. When I worked in animal welfare, just trying to get a buck from somebody to help animals, it was just like, it's so tedious. I even rescued animals from Mexico. I don't know if any of you remember, but actually the people in animal welfare helped me the least. I will say that, which is really, really pathetic. Poor guy I rescued from, it was Oaxaca. It was Huatulco, Oaxaca. And I rescued a dog from the depths of hell and from his own hell. He had a dermatological disease, and I had to convince an immigration person. I had to convince officials, veterinarians. I literally was sweating until I reached my destination. And then I realized that the veterinarian, although he gave a rabies vaccine, he did not record it on my immigration paperwork. So I stood there basically sweating internally, if you will, that I would be refused or that my dog would be confiscated, all because I had empathy and wanted to treat this poor guy, and he was nothing but miserable. And, when I brought him home, he saw air conditioning for the first time. He saw medication. He saw relief for the first time. Love and freedom for the first time. But almost none of my animal welfare people pitched in, which is really pathetic. I think at that time I probably deleted about 5 friends on my Facebook account. There was one woman I gave hundreds of dollars to for her animal welfare, her cat rescue. She did not give me a dime for Miguel and bringing him back from Mexico, which was costly in finances and